welcome you into the Moore Fitness Center for some AAC basketball as Columbia International plays host to the Bryan College Eagles. However, 1K Crenshaw with you all on the CIU Sports Network as we take a look at the starting five on the floor. First, for Bryan College, it's Ian Johnson, Gene Holmes, Noah Molosky, Brandon Thomas, and Justin Warner. Meanwhile, Columbia International is going with Jalen Brinson, Brian Causey, DeAnthony Heathcock, Darian Oates, and Skylar McKinney on the floor. Jump goes Bryan College's way. Pull-up jumper from just outside the free throw line from Thomas is off the back iron and snagged off the backboard by Jalen Brinson. Rams offense getting their first look of the day. McKinney at the top of the key. Hands off Brinson, left wing, pull-up three. Rattling out. Rebound from Warner. Holmes working right side, gives that left wing to Molosky. He works left to right, pulled up for a jumper, pump fake to get Oates out of his way. He knocks down the J to tie up the game at 2. 19-15 left in the first half. Right wing three from McKinney. Just rattling out now the second time today the Rams have had a three-pointer not get the lucky bounce. Transition pass bounces off the head of Johnson. Lost it a little bit there. The Lions able to recover. Holmes looking to penetrate the paint. Right side, Molosky driving off the glass and in for a chance at a three-point play. Darian Oates whistled for his first personal foul, the Rams' first team foul as well. 18:41 left in our opening half. Bryan up 4-0 with Molosky at the line for one. The junior from Lebanon, Tennessee, shooting 81% from the charity stripe this season. He'll knock down the free throw to complete the three-point play. 5-0, Bryan leads. Brinson just inside the left front court. Causey, top of the key, hands off McKinney. Now Heathcock, right back in the hands of McKinney. Skylar drives, stop at the low post, dumps top of the key to Brinson. Now Oates, right side, trifecta, in there. Darian Oates, a three-pointer from the right side, makes us a 5-3 ball game. Holmes working on Brinson, just across midcourt. Now Brandon Thomas gives way, top of the key, three-point shot for Johnson. Knocking it down is the freshman from Chattanooga, Tennessee, Ian Johnson. Bryan back up by 5, 17:54 to play in the first half. Man-to-man defensively for Bryan. Brinson working left side on Holmes. Now right side, Oates driving, pull up, just inside the paint. No good. Heathcock initially had the offensive board, but it's stolen away by Holmes. Bryan headed the other way. Johnson looked to drive, step back jumper, left it short. Heathcock will snag the board. 17:23 left first half. Rams trail by 5. Oates, top of the key, kicks left side. Three-point shot from Brinson off the front iron. Board climbing the ladder was Justin Warner. Thomas on the other end from the left corner. Backing down McKinley in the paint. Kicks back top of the key, Molosky, now right side Holmes. They go into Warner, he's defended by Heathcock. Pull-up jumper from 5 feet out is good for Justin Warner. His first points of the afternoon. 10-3, Bryan leads. Oates in the right corner, works a Heathcock screen. He's top of the elbow, down in the hands of Skylar McKinney. McKinney will drive in the paint. He'll meet some contact from Gene Holmes, who picks up his first personal foul. Bryan's first team foul as well. Bryan 2-3 on the regular season. Meanwhile, Columbia International sitting at 2-2. 16:41 left on the game clock. 20 seconds on the shot clock for CIU. Down by 7, they go into the paint. McKinney from the low post, jumper. Turnaround's off the mark. Board goes to Warner. Now in transition, Thomas on the other end off the glass. Brandon Thomas, an all-conference first-teamer a year ago, picks up his first bucket of the day. It's 12-3 Bryan. Brinson pull up for a long two in the left corner. Will knock it down. Timeout, Columbia International. 16-16 to play in the first half. Bryan on top 12-5 with Milwaukee leading the way with 5 points. We'll be back for more on the CIU Sports Network. (16-16) to play in the first half. Coming out of the CIU timeout, Rams down by 7 as Bryan leads 12-5. Holmes working up the floor on a full court pressure from Brinson. It's man-to-man defensively. Holmes crosses the timelines, gives way to Johnson left side. Into the hands of Milwaukee. He leads all scorers with 5. Milwaukee back top the key into the hands of Johnson left wing. Down low to Thomas. From the low post, Brendan Thomas off the glass. Now with 4 points is the junior from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. 14-5, Bryan on top. Brinson looked to penetrate. Instead, he'll kick to a cutting Thomas Woods, who's checked into the ball game as he lays it in. 14-7 our score. Thomas top of the key. Handoff back to Holmes. He looked to drive right side. He stopped at the elbow. Back top of the key. Warner defended by McKinley. Warner backing down McKinney. He's inside the paint, 1 foot pivot, right hand off the window. Justin Warner now with 4 points. The lead is 16-7 for Bryan. Oates left side, Woods top of the key. Now back, Oates looking to penetrate. He stopped at the free throw line. Ball is loose, poked away and stolen by Johnson. In transition, Ian Johnson. Layup off the glass, deflected by McKinney. Rebound snagged by Oates. Now left side transition. McKinney from 3. Rattling out. The three-pointers just won't fall for CIU. Now 1 for 4 with all 3 of those misses being just rattling out of the basket. Thomas left elbow for Bryan, leaves the jumper short. And as one Eagle, that's Holmes, went to save it. As one Lion went to save it, that's Holmes. It's still out of bounds on his attempted save. It's Rams basketball. Oates and McKinney heading to the bench. Make that Oates and Heathcock, headed to the bench for CIU. With Grogan, Jeter on the floor. Not to mention as well Christian Howard into the mix for Bryce Causey. Brinson top of the key, kicks out to McKinney. He looks to drive right side, pulls up in the paint, straightaway jumper, no good. Off the right side, brought down by Johnson. On the other end, the big man now into the ball game for Bryan. It's Michael Cody, 6'9" senior. Pushed out of bounds. He'll draw the foul. From Christian Howard, his first, the Rams' second team foul. Also into the ball game is Colin Gore, as he'll take the inbounds pass, drive left hand, no good. 16-7, Bryan on top. Brinson right side, gives way to McKinney, looking to drive. Now to Grogan. Brinson, the runner. With the right hand, he lays it in. Nice floater from Jalen Brinson. And with his first bucket of the afternoon, the deficit is down to 7 points. Gore looking to drive on Jeter. Pulls up from the low post, too strong. Milwaukee the board. He'll kick out to Cody from 3. Rattling out. McKinney will corral it. On the other end, Brinson in transition. Gives way to Grogan. Back into the hands of Brinson. Left wing, they go top of the key, McKinney. McKinney nearly has it poked away. But now cross court to Jeter. Pull-up jumper from the right elbow. Knocking it down is Jalen Jeter, the freshman from right here in Columbia. His first bucket of the ball game. Now a 16-11 score. Bryan still on top by 5. Gore crosses the center court logo with Causey and Relaga heading to the scorer's table for CIU. Thomas nearly has it poked away by McKinney. Along the right wing, he gives way to Gore. Now top of the key into the hands of Cody. They go low post. Thomas working 2-on-1. Back door was Gore. We said 2-on-1. That left one Bryan Lion open, and it was Gore going down the back baseline. 18-11, our score. Bryan leading by 7. Brinson across the timeline. Now brings it left side of the front court. Jeter right side. Working a screen from Grogan. Jeter, pull-up jumper in transition off the back iron. And it's Cody there to snag the board. 12:20 left, first half. Cody top of the key. Dumps off to Malosky. Leads all scorers with 5. Malosky, step back 3 from the right side. Left it well short. And as Johnson went to save it, his toe touched the back baseline. Out of bounds. It'll be Rams basketball. Brett Bowling onto the floor for Johnson. A lone substitution for Bryan. Meanwhile, as we mentioned moments ago, Orlaga and Bryce Causey into the mix for CIU. As McKinney and Brinson check out. Orlaga, top of the key, gives way to Causey in the same spot. Works the screen from Grogan. Step back jump from Causey. Off the front iron, Cody clears it. Gore across the timeline. Malosky left wing. Rams down by 7, 11:38 to play. Malosky turns to that right side, dumps out to Cody. Looked at the three-pointer, now he goes inside to Thomas on the low post. Top of the key, straightaway 3. Instead, he runs it in. That's Malosky, too strong off the glass. Cody the board, the putback, and 1. Michael Cody, the senior, showing his power in the low post. As Ramiro Orlaga will be whistled for his first personal, the Rams' 3rd team foul here in the first half. Thomas headed to the sidelines for the Lions. It's Justin Warner back on the floor for Bryan. Cody at the line, looking to complete the and 1. It's off the left side. Free throw no good. 11:20 left, first half. Rams down by 9. Jeter pull up 3 right side. Left it short. Malosky snags the board. And the other way, Malosky in transition. The jumper too strong off the back iron. Grogan now on the other end for the Rams. Grogan right side to Orlaga. Hands off Jeter. Looking to drive. They give it to Causey. Left wing 3 from downtown. Bryce Causey finds the back of the net. Deficit down to 6 for CIU. It's 20-14. Jeter defending Gore along the right side of the front court. Dumps off Warner just outside three-point territory. Gives in to Cody. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line. Off the back iron. And Orlaga cleared the board. Nearly fell. He was able to dump off to Jeter in time. Left wing 3. Grogan knocking it down. Deshaun Grogan draws the Rams within 3. We've got a timeout on the floor from Bryan. 10:26 left in our first half. Rams are down by 3. They've gone on a 6-0 run the last 33 seconds. We'll be back and see if they can tie this game up. They're down 20-17. We come back on the CIU Sports Network. .26 left in our first half. Rams down to Bryan College, 20-17. As it's been all CIU as of late on a 6-0 run the last 33 seconds. That's brought them back in this ball game and within 3 points of a lead they have yet to hold. Gene Holmes back onto the floor for Bryan, works up against Jeter. Holmes across the timeline, gives over left side, Brett Bowling. Driving right hand, he's got a wide open lane. Off the window for Brett Bowling. Push the lead back to 5 for Bryan. Jeter comes across midcourt, dumps off Heathcock. He's fresh off the bench. Heathcock driving left baseline, draws 3 defenders, leaves Orlaga all alone in three-point land, and he makes Bryan pay. Three-pointer is good for Ramiro Orlaga. It's 22-20. Jeter defending Holmes. Working a screen now from Thomas. Holmes finds open territory left side. Now back to Holmes, top of the key. Bowling goes inside to Warner. On the low post, it's an offensive foul on Justin Warner. As Orlaga hit the deck on the charge. That's Warner's first personal. Momentum is headed the way of the CIU Rams. 9:38 to play here in the first half. Down 22-20. A bucket ties this one up for the Rams for the first time today. Grogan, right side, looked at the three. Works a Heathcock screen. Now picks up his dribble. Pump fake, cleared his defender. Shot was off the left side. Warner there to snag the board. Holmes in transition, gives way to Johnson, right side, defended by Orlaga. Johnson going for the layup, but it's Brandon Thomas. Whistled for the offensive foul on an illegal screen. Once again, though, it was Ramiro Orlaga hitting the deck. He was pushed down by Thomas on the screen. 9:16 to play in our first half. Rams down by 2. That's Thomas's first personal foul. Jeter now right side, kicks back top of the key to Bryce Causey. Causey working a Heathcock screen. Ball's loose on the ground. Johnson came away with it. It's still loose, rolling up the floor into Bryan territory. Poked out of bounds from Bryce Causey. It'll stay Bryan basketball. Justin Warner attempted to save it for Bryan, and indeed he did, as he deflected it off of Causey's lower left leg. Oates and Brinson both checking in for Columbia International as Grogan and Jeter head to the bench. 8:50 to play in our first half. Thomas looking from the left side, kicks right side. Johnson, long two according to the referee, not on the mark. In transition, Causey back to Brinson, right side. Rams still trail by 2, 8:30 to play in the first half. 22-20, Bryan on top. Oates top of the key, now left side, Brinson. Defended by Holmes, he works a Heathcock screen. Brinson's got 14 to shoot. He pulls up for a jumper from the left elbow. It will skip out. Warner there to snag the board. He's got 5. Thomas, right corner. All alone, Gene Holmes, a straightaway 3. Knocking it down is Gene Holmes, the junior from Nashville. His first points today pushed the lead back to 5. But Oates on the other end, left alone for a 3. It's off the mark. Thomas goes high for the board. 7:50 left, first half. Bryan leads 25-20. Warner, the long jumper from the big man, no good. Orlaga will snare the board. Oates working left side, kicks it back now right side as Orlaga from 3. Too strong. Causey, the offensive board. Now left side is Brinson, working the left wing. Look to penetrate, dumps off, right wing 3 from Causey. Off the right side. Rams still down by 5. Johnson goes inside to Warner, loose ball, Orlaga with the steal. It's 3-on-2 for the Rams, but they'll pull back the offense. Oates right along the right arc. Comes over to Causey. Driving. Causey, the right hand, deflected by Warner in the paint. The block from Justin Warner puts it in transition for Bryan, but once again, they'll reset the offense. It's Warner, the straightaway tray, rattling out as Darian Oates will grab the board. 6:47 to play in our first half. Rams down 25-20 to Bryan College. Oates looking to drive in the paint. Instead, he'll dish over to Brinson, right wing. Back into the hands of Oates. Pump fakes his defender. Pulls up for a long jumper. He was knocked down. No whistles blow. Shot's no good. Holmes will wipe it off the glass. Thomas working low baseline. Trying to get into the left post. He picks up his dribble just outside the paint. He'll dump out to Johnson. Call right back for it. Thomas defended by Orlaga. Pulls up for the jumper. Off the back iron. Heathcock bounces the rebound in the air initially and then pulls it down. Brinson the other end, just inside the left arc. Now right side's Orlaga. Pull up 3 from downtown. Off the mark, Heathcock. The offensive putback for DeAnthony Heathcock makes it a 3-point ball game and ends a nearly 4-minute scoring drought for CIU. Back within 3 are the Rams. Warner from the left side. His 3-pointer will rim out. Heathcock clears the board. Bryan has now missed each of their last 4 shots. The Rams once again have a chance to tie up the game. Down by 3. Orlaga swings it right side of the hands of Oates. Top of the key. Oates. Brinson looking to drive. Now into the left corner as Orlaga. His 3-pointer falls off the front of the rim. Brought down by Johnson. Holmes on the other end. finds pay dirt in the paint, but his runner's left short. The finger roll not going Holmes' way. It's 5-on-4. Left corner three from Darian Oates, bounces off the back iron. Initially had a chance, but Bryan College able to clear it out. Under 5 to play in our first half. Timeout, Lions. 25-22, Bryan leading Columbia International. These two teams have been in a defensive stalemate the last 3 minutes, although CIU still within 3. Can they battle back and tie up this game for the first time here today? When we come back on the CIU Sports Network. .457 to play in our first half inside the Moore Fitness Center. Columbia International trailing Bryan College 25-22. We're back with you on the CIU Sports Network. These two teams have been struggling from the field as of late. For CIU, just 1 for their last 11. Meanwhile, Bryan 1 for their last 7. These two teams have combined for just 1 bucket in the last 3.5 minutes of gameplay. Coming out of the Bryan timeout, it'll be Lions basketball just in front of the CIU bench. Fresh into the ball game is Michael Cody, as is Colin Gore and Noah Mulaski. Inbounds pass will go to Gore. Stands at the center court logo, defended by Jeter. Gore backs up into the front court, now dumps off left wing Mulaski. Works a Thomas screen to the right side, defended by Oates. Mulaski trapped outside the paint, dumps in to Thomas, defended on by Heathcock, backing his way into the circle, shot up, rattling out. He'll head to the line for 2, and nearly a chance for an and one, but just not quite there, as DeAnthony Heathcock is going to pick up his first personal foul, the Rams' 4th team foul here in the first half. Brandon Thomas, a 63% shooter from the cherry stripe this season. First shot up and good. 6'6" junior out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, an all-conference first-teamer a season ago. Looking to push the lead to 5, and indeed he does. Bryan now up 27-22 on CIU. Jeter works right side, gives way to McKinley, fresh back into the ball game, as is Woods. Now left side is Oates. Works a Heathcock screen. Right corner 3 from Thomas. Woods, too strong. Thomas will bring down the board for Bryan. On the other end, Johnson stands just outside the right arc. They've got some physicality down low in the paint, no whistles blow. Johnson brings it to the top of the key. Now back right side. Johnson keeping himself on Oates. Battling in, Oates the deflection. Darian Oates the block inside the low post. On the other end, McKinney driving. Left hand off the glass. Skylar McKinney draws the Rams back within 3. Gore in transition, defended heavily by Jeter. Man-to-man, full court pressure for CIU. Jeter, a quick, speedy guard on Gore. Gore driving left hand now. Heathcock went for the block, couldn't get there in time as Gore lays it off the window. 29-24 Bryan, 3.5 to play in the first half. Oates right wing, drives into the paint, kicks left side to Jeter. Bounces the dribble off his own foot into the hands of Cody. It's a turnover for the Rams. Now Cody on the other end, driving off of the pass. Initial shot won't go, but as he went to corral his own rebound, he is fouled by Skylar McKinney. That's Skylar's first personal, Rams' 5th team foul. 2 substitutions coming onto the floor for CIU. It's Christian Howard in for DeAnthony Heathcock as Thomas Woods heads to the bench as well for the freshman from Grovetown, Georgia, Devin Pope. Gore, the inbounds for Bryan underneath his own basket. Dumps up to the left elbow to Thomas. Backing down the freshman Howard. Thomas, turnaround is good from inside the circle. Brandon Thomas, this team's leading scorer with 18 points a game, now has 8 today. 31-24 Bryan. McKinney spinning in the paint, off the glass, and one. Skylar McKinney, a chance for a three-point play, as Noah Mulosky is going to be picking up his first personal. A nice job from McKinney to spin into the paint, spin into some defensive coverage, looking to draw the contact. Indeed he does, and lucky for him, the shot failed. McKinney, a 71% shooter from the charity stripe this season, leaves it on the front iron. Cody clears the board. 31-26 Bryan, 2:50 left first half. Gore working up the floor on Brinson. Standing just outside the right arc. Gore extends it straight away in Thomas. They go inside to Cody. He backs down McKinney. Turnaround shot from the low block. Good off the glass for Michael Cody. 33-26. Bryan on top by 7 points. Coming up on 2.5 left. McKinney looking to drive left hand. Kicks it to Oates in the left corner. Defended by Johnson. They go back the straightaway to Pope. Now it's Howard along the right wing. Handoff play to McKinney. Right elbow, pump fake, picked up his dribble. Left wing three from Devin Pope. Too strong, Pope the offensive board. Now the runner for Pope. Misfires, but he'll also pick up the offensive foul on the charge. That's Pope's first personal foul. It was Johnson who stuck his feet into the hardwood of the paint and took that charge from Pope. One of those 50-50 plays that really could have gone either way, being on the referee's point of view. It's a 16 foul for Columbia International. They're down by 9, 33-26. Bryan on top. 2 minutes left in our first half. Gene Holmes back on the floor for Bryan, bringing it up on Brinson. Across the timeline. Now top of the key, Thomas. They go into Cody on the right block. He's stopped by McKinney. Kicks it back up, Thomas. Left elbow jumper, too strong. McKinney clears the board, and Oates will bring it up the floor. Rams down by 9, 1:40 left in the first half. Brinson, right wing, looked at the three, now sends it left side to McKinney. He slipped. The dribble got away from him. Ball is still on the ground. Mulosky dives and saves it. Gives way to Gene Holmes, and he will lay it off the glass. And we've got a timeout, Columbia International. And Bryan head coach John Rakowski is getting his bench fired up. Bryan on top 35-26 on CIU. 1:23 left in our first half. 30-second timeout from Columbia International. We'll keep it here. The Rams shooting 33% as a team from the field compared to Bryan shooting 43%. That last play, a loose ball that got behind the referee, so players were moving the referee out of the way, trying to get behind him. There were bodies diving all over the floor like an Olympic swimming pool down there on the hardwood. And somehow Mulosky came up with it, found Holmes streaking into the lane all by himself, as Gene Holmes is able to lay it off the glass. Gene Holmes now with 5 points for the Lions. 1:23 left out of the CIU timeout. Bryan on top of Columbia International, 35-26. Jeter at the straightaway, fresh off the bench. Gives away Heathcock, right arc. Now back top of the key is Causey. Causey stopped initially the elbow. Now to Jeter, who looked to penetrate. Has to get back to Heathcock. From downtown, DeAnthony Heathcock nails the three-pointer and draws the Rams within 6 as we're under a minute left in the first half. Holmes working on Jeter. Across the timeline, gives way to Cody left side. Now it's Thomas at the top of the key. Hand off to Holmes at the straightaway. 13 to shoot. Cody defended by Thomas Woods. Cody driving, right hand. Banking it in is Michael Cody. Now 37-29, Bryan on top as Cody now has 6 points. 30 seconds left in the first half. Heathcock just outside the right arc. Hands off Causey. Top of the key. Swings it left side, Thomas Woods. 8-second difference between shot clock and game clock. 12 to shoot for Jeter along the right side. Looked to penetrate, he stopped. Now left side, Heathcock, they've got 8 to shoot. DeAnthony Heathcock, turnaround, shot, too strong off the glass. Woods, the offensive putback is there. Now 5 seconds left. Holmes in transition, kicks it to Mulosky. Right corner three, off the front iron, no good. And that's the end of an eventful first half. Bryan goes up by 6 into the break, 37-31, as the Lions knock down 4 of their last 5 shots. We'll take it into the break, and we'll be back momentarily with Rams head coach Tony Stockman to hear his thoughts on the first half when we come back right here on the CIU Sports Network. We're back here in Columbia, inside the Moore Fitness Center as we begin second half action. The Rams trailing the Bryan College Lions, 37-31 coming out of the break. Brinson brings it across the timeline for the Rams, down by 6. Swings around the perimeter, down to the corner to Oates. Back top of the key. Brinson left side is Causey. Oates right side, off the pass, sends it into the bleachers. Oates trying to find Brinson, is off the mark, and two poor girls over there had to duck out of the way of that pass. It's a flying orange spear was headed their way. 19:44 left in the ball game. Rams down by 6. Holmes works up against Brinson across the timeline. Gives off left side, Ian Johnson, out of the hands of Miloski. Works around a Thomas screen. Wide open, Johnson from the left side. 3, knocking it down is Ian Johnson, the freshman from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Now with 6 points for Bryan as they lead by 9. McKinney looked to spin in the paint. It's poked away and stolen by Miloski. On the other end, Miloski tracks it into the corner, sends it into Warner, but Warner cannot catch the basketball, and it hits him in a region that, well, no man ever wants to be hit. He's able to get up fine, although that may sting a little. Oates headed to the sidelines with Deshaun Grogan checking in for CIU. 19:10 left in the ball game. Rams down by 9 as Bryan leads 40-31. Right side, Grogan, top of the key is Causey. Swings it around the perimeter. Looking to drive is McKinney from the left side. Now to the right post. He falls to the ground. The ball stays in the air as it got caught in between the rim and the backboard. It's Justin Warner being whistled for his second personal foul as McKinney gets 2 at the line. Junior from Marion, North Carolina. First shot up and good for Skyler. A 71% shooter this season. Goes 2 for 2 on that trip. Now with 7 points is McKinney. Rams are within 7 as well of Bryan. Bringing up the 4 for the Lions. Just across the right side is Holmes. Holmes driving off the glass and in. He worked a screen, found an open lane, and laid in the bucket. The deficit back to 9 for CIU. McKinney swings to Grogan, now into the corner. It's Causey. Back left side. Brinson initially bobbled the pass, but is able to recover. Brinson top of the key at the straightaway 3. Too strong. Miloski there to corral it. Now looking to go coast to coast. Miloski's pass inside. Kick ball off Grogan's foot as the Lions will retain possession. .15 left on our game clock, and now the shot clock being adjusted to 22 seconds. Bryan on top, 42-33 over CIU. Inbounds pass goes over the top to Thomas. Backing down, Heathcock in the paint. Thomas lays it up with the right hand. Brandon Thomas leads all scorers with 10 as Bryan mounting their lead to 11. McKinney, right side 3, rattling out. Loose rebound. Johnson will bring it down. Bryan shooting nearly 50% from the field as Johnson goes up and under. Left it short. Heathcock snags the board. Brinson, left wing. Tried kicking to Grogan. Initially got poked away, but Grogan's able to recover the pass. Left wing, McKinney driving. Layup deflected by Warner. Miloski on the other end, looking to go coast to coast, is poked away by Grogan, out of bounds. It'll be Bryan basketball underneath their own hoop. Two teams each looking for their first win in conference play. Thomas driving, and he beats Heathcock to the bucket. 46-33 our score. Bryan on top of CIU. Bryan on a 6-0 run. Coming up on 17 minutes left here today. Grogan top of the key. Works a screen from Heathcock. Penetrating the paint. He has it poked away. Loose ball still on the ground. Bodies are diving. And we've got Thomas on the floor being whistled for a travel. exactly sure what that call was. I've never seen that call before. I believe he might have put his foot on the ball, tried to bring it closer to him. That might have been the referee's discretion. It was a travel call nonetheless. Bryan's possession, Miloski across the timeline along the left side. Defended by Grogan. Miloski works around a Thomas screen. Picks up his dribble, gives way to Thomas just outside the left elbow. Defended by Heathcock, pull-up jumper, too strong. Heathcock brings down the board, Causey's in transition. Bryce Causey picking up the dribble around the perimeter. Now they take it right side to Brinson. Pull-up jumper, right elbow, short from Jalen Brinson. Full court pass, intercepted by Causey. The Rams picked up a turnover. Left wing three from Grogan. Not there. Holmes clears the board. Gene Holmes along the right side. Goes into Warner along the low post. Pump fakes on McKinney, now back him down, drawing the double team. Causey came in and is going to be whistled for the foul. Actually, it's McKinney, the guilty party. Schuyler picks up his second personal. Heathcock, Brinson, and Causey all head to the sideline for CIU. Meanwhile, Warner and Holmes do the same for Bryan. As Gore and Cody step on for the Lions, you've got Howard, Jeter, and Oates out there for CIU fresh off the bench. Thomas on the inbounds, going for the up and under. Won't fall, but he'll draw the foul and head to the line for two. Christian Howard whistled for his second personal. 15:50 left here in the second half. Bryan on top, 46-33. Now 47. Brendan Thomas knocking down his first free throw. 3 for 3 at the line today. Thomas will rattle out the second shot. Jeter bringing up the floor for CIU, looking to snap a 3-minute scoring drought. Pull-up jumper, right elbow. Off the mark. Cody will clear out the board. Miloski bringing it up right side. Crossover behind a Thomas screen. Now Cody at the straightaway. Finds Johnson on the cut. Johnson in the paint. Trapped there. Nowhere to go. Dumps off Cody, who's made his way to the low post. Turnaround air ball over the rim. It fell. Now pass from Jeter sails left side to Grogan, who drives, lays it off the glass. Shot to be waved off. The foul being on the floor on Ian Johnson, his first personal here today. Over the top to Jeter. They go down low, now kick it right side, three from Grogan. Off the mark, Cody will grab the board. McKinney pokes out of bounds. Bryan will retain possession. $15 minutes to play. McKinney once again poking away the inbounds pass. Lions head coach John Rakowski getting his bench energized in his 18th season at Bryan. Accumulating a 239 to 244 overall record. Miloski across the timeline. Now Cody, left side, into the hands of Gore, looking to penetrate. Brings it back out the perimeter. They go back inside to Cody, inside the circle, off the glass and in. Michael Cody. Now with 6 points, Bryan leads 49 to 33. 14 and a half to play in the second half. McKinney pulls up three, right side, rimming out. Pope corrals the board, throws it off Cody's body, out of bounds. Rams will keep possession. 20 on the shot clock, 14:24 to play, down by 16. Bounce to Howard, just outside the perimeter. Kicks it up to Jeter, getting away from him. Jeter will pick it up and be whistled for the backcourt violation. Bryan basketball, as yet another CIU turnover will cost them. 9 in today's ball game. Bryan on a 9-0 run, the last 4 minutes. Thomas inbounds the left elbow. The junior will work on the freshman Howard. Thomas, turnaround shot, rattling out, but he'll head to the line for two. It's Christian Howard going to be picking up what is now his third personal foul. 14:09 left. Bryan up 49-33. With these two shots, Thomas can further extend that lead. Big man from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, knocks down his first free throw. The lead is now 17. Talking about Don Rakowski, though, hired back in 2003 to lead this Lions program. Look back at what the world looked like in 2003. Well, the top movie at the box office won Finding Nemo. How about that? Not to mention as well, a little thing we call iTunes had just debuted. 14 minutes left in the ball game. Both shots from the free throw line are good from Thomas. Now an 18-point deficit. On the other end, Pope's running jumper rattling out from the left corner. Thomas will snag the board. Over the top to Cody, whistles blow on the pass. And it's Michael Cody going to be whistling for the offensive foul on the push-off on Thomas Woods. Cody picking up his first personal. Rams looking to score their first point in nearly 5 minutes. Pope, pull-up jumper from the free throw line, too strong. Molosky will snag the board. And Thomas Woods is going to pick up the foul in transition. That's Thomas Woods' first personal here today, the Rams' fourth team foul in the second half. 13 and a half to play. 51-33, Bryan on top. The scoring drought will continue for CIU now over 5.5 minutes. Molosky bringing up the floor as Bryan has gone on an 11-0 run. During that scoring drought of the Rams. Get it across the timeline. Gore just in front, just inside the front court. Dumps off to Molosky. Pump fake to three, then decided to dribble out. Into the corner, three-pointer from Brett Bowling off the mark. It's Cody, the offensive board. His putback's too strong. Now Thomas, third time the charm on the offensive board. And layup for Brandon Thomas. On the other end, Molosky intercepts a pass from Jeter. Euro step, threw up a shot that went out of bounds on a deflection. Three fresh bodies onto the floor for Bryan. Molosky, Thomas, and Bowling headed to the sidelines as it's Johnson, Warner, and Holmes back onto the floor. 12:50 to play. 20-point deficit for CIU. Into the corner is Gore. He brings it back out into the front court. Just outside the perimeter on the right side. Gore drives on Pope, kicks it back out. Warner pump fake three, drew some contact, no call. Inside to Cody, and that's where the whistle will blow as Michael Cody tried finding the basket from the low post. Jalen Jeter going to be whistled for the foul. And it's Jeter's first. Rams' fifth team foul. Michael Cody at the line. First shot up and good. The senior from Cookeville, Tennessee. Knocking down 66% of his shots from the charity stripe this season. Jeter, Howard, and Grogan heading to the bench for CIU. Is back on the floor. We find Oates, Brinson, and DeAnthony Heathcock. 12 and a half to play. Down by 20, now 21, as Cody knocks down his second free throw. Oates left side, kicks it to Brinson. Brinson looking to drive the perimeter. It's Thomas Woods now from the left side. Has it stripped away. Johnson up the floor to Holmes. The Lions in transition. Warner, the offensive putback, no good. Brinson on the other end. Looking to drive with the left hand. Fouled on his layup. So head to the line for two. The Rams down by 22. 55-33 our score. And Brinson with these two free throws could end a 6-minute and 40-second scoring drought for CIU as they're on the wrong end of a 15-0 run. Brinson's first free throw rattling out. The Rams just cannot find the net. Brinson, a 66% shooter this season at the line. Brinson's second free throw, rimming out yet again. Nothing to show for that trip to the charity stripe. 12:05 left, Rams down by 22. 55-33 our score. Holmes across the timeline right side. Now drawing the double team from Erlaga and Oates. He kicks it into the paint to a wide open Colin Gore. My oh my, I have no idea how he got that wide open. He could have pitched a tent and gone camping for that long. Oates now to Pope, top of the key. Too strong on the three-point attempt. It's Gore to clear the board. 57-33, Bryan leading. They go inside to Gore. It's poked away on the other end. Brinson in transition will draw the foul from Warner. 57-33, Bryan on top. Justin Warner picking up his third personal foul with 11:22 to play in the second half. Brinson going to head to the line for two. Once again, he has two free throws and a chance to break a 7.5-minute scoring drought for CIU. Had a chance moments ago, went 0 for 2 for the line. First shot will fall. The scoring drought ends at 7:25. Second free throw off the mark. 11:20 to play. Johnson working up the floor along the right side. For those just joining us, Bryan on top of CIU, 57-34. Johnson spin move into the paint, lifts up an awkward-looking runner, but he got it to fall. Bryan now leading by 25 points. Brinson left side. Looking to drive, kicks into the corner. Oates from three, knocking it down is Darian Oates. Prior to that shot, Bryan had been on a 19-1 run over the last 7.5 minutes. Maybe things are starting to turn up for CIU. On the other end, Warner pump fake. The big man goes off the glass for Bryan, and the Lions are able to respond. 61-37 our score here inside the Moore Fitness Center. 10.5 to play in the second half. Brinson, pull-up jumper just outside the left elbow, too strong, grabs his own offensive board, puts up another jumper from this time inside the elbow. He'll knock it down. Jalen Brinson now with 5 points. Holmes deflected at the rim from Erlaga. Ramiro Erlaga, the block at the board. 10:07 left. Rams down 61-39. Devin Pope headed to the sidelines. Jalen Jeter onto the floor for CIU. Holmes the inbounds underneath his own basket. Kicks it into Warner, gives it right back to Holmes at the top of the key, drawing the double team. Heathcock intercepts the pass over the middle. Rams on the other end. Brinson driving baseline. Runner shot up and rattling in. Jalen Brinson now with 7 points. The Rams have a deficit of 20. 9:48 to play. Cody up the floor. Inside to Johnson on the low post. Defended by Brinson. They kick it back out to Holmes outside the left perimeter. Holmes will back up and draw a double team from Oates and Erlaga. They'll also draw contact. Ramiro Erlaga being whistled for the second personal foul. Timeout on the floor from Bryan. We'll take it with him. 9 minutes, 32 seconds to play in our second half. Rams down by 20 right here on the CIU Sports Network. 9 minutes, 32 seconds remaining in this Saturday contest in AAC play. The Rams trailing Bryan College by 20. Our score, Bryan on top, 61-41. Out of the Bryan timeout, it's Thomas, Warner, Johnson, Holmes, and Mulasky on the floor for the Lions. Meanwhile, the Rams send out Jeter, Brinson, McKinney, Heathcock, and Oates. Mulasky the inbounds just in front of the Bryan bench. Defended by Jeter. Gets it into Holmes. Just inside the left front court. Works his way close to the perimeter. Now kicks over to Thomas. There's a mismatch down low with Warner and Jeter. Ball's loose. Jeter poked it away. Last touched. There's some referee discussion here, and it's going to stay Bryan basketball. 6 on the shot clock for the Lions. Holmes looking to get it in. They give it to Thomas. He's got 5 to shoot. Trying to back down Heathcock. Thomas, pull-up jump from the elbow with 2 on the clock. Off the mark. Heathcock will snag the board. Rams on the other end, coming up on 9 minutes to play, down by 20 points. Jeter in the corner to McKinney. Driving low post. Looking to pass outlet left side. It's intercepted by Mulasky. Pull-up, long jumper from Mulasky. Not there. Loose rebound out of bounds. Last touch by Bryan. And it's Rams basketball. 61-41, Bryan leading Columbia International. McKinney, three-pointer from the right side, will fall. Skylar McKinney with 9 points today. Cuts the deficit to 17. 8:37 to play. Columbia International a 7-0 run the last minute and a half. Inside Thomas, it's stripped by McKinney. Oates on the offensive end, stands just outside the right arc. Gives to McKinney. Step back, straight away 3. Rattling out. Johnson will bring it down. Johnson now drawing the double team from Brinson and Jeter. That leaves Holmes all alone. He looks to drive. Off the glass. Rimming out for Gene Holmes. Now Jeter gives way to Oates. Looking to drive. Off the glass. Good for Darian Oates from the window. 61-46 our score. The Rams are within 15. It's not over yet with under 8 to play. Up the floor to Thomas across the timeline. Bryan to the center court logo. Now Holmes will draw the double team. Kicks over to Johnson. Inside Warner. The rim rocker from the big man, Justin Warner, with the slam dunk. It's 7:37 left. Bryan ends a 2.5-minute scoring drought. Oates inside the paint on the other end, split the defense. Laid it up with a reversal, though. 63-48. Bryan leading by 15. Johnson left wing. Finds Mulasky on a backdoor cut. He puts it off the glass. 65-48 Bryan. Brinson, right side, Oates looked at the 3, pump fake. Now kicks it back top of the key. At the point is Brinson. Driving left hand into the corner. A wide open Darian Oates from downtown. Darian Oates. The Rams are within 14. That's the closest they've been since early in the first half. 6:46 to play here inside the Moore Fitness Center. They go inside to Warner. Pump fakes, and Warner will throw it down with one hand yet again. The lead back to 16 points for Bryan. 6.5 to play. Brinson looking to drive left side. Indeed he does. The runner not there. The contact is. He'll head to the line for 2. Gene Holmes picking up his second personal foul. 6:25 left in today's ball game. Brinson at the line. 1 for 4. And the charity stripe today is Brinson. Looking to cut the deficit. First shot off the front iron. Rams as a team shooting just 38% from the charity stripe today. Rams trailing the Lions 67-51. Brinson's second free throw rattling out. Nothing to show for that trip to the line. Pope, Howard onto the floor for CIU. Meanwhile, it's Cody out there for Bryan with Warner heading to the bench. Holmes bringing it across the timeline, dumps off left side. Miloski working around to Thomas. Green, draws the double team. Cody's wide open, as is now Johnson on the left wing. Three. Getting the lucky roll is Ian Johnson, and initially looked like it was going to rattle out, but he took a trip around the rim and decided to fall. 70-51, Bryan on top. Left side three from Pope. He responds on the other end. Devin Pope with his first points today puts CIU back within 16, 5:40 to play. Cody up the floor, inside to Thomas, blocked off the glass from Christian Howard. Oates looking for the dividend. Now left side, corner three, Devin Pope knocking it down. Devin Pope, a quick 6 points off the bench for CIU, and the Rams are the closest they've been here in the second half, down by 13. The Moore Fitness Center is coming alive. Up the floor to Johnson, deflected out of bounds by Brinson. It's still Bryan basketball. Rams on a 6-0 run as they've knocked down each of their last 5 shots. 5:07 left here today. Rams down 70-57. Holmes drawing the double team. They dump it off to Cody, now left side. Johnson looking to drive, spins in the paint off the baseline. He'll get the lucky roll for the runner to fall. The lead back to 15 points for Bryan. Oates across the timeline into the left corner for Howard. Back left wing, Pope. They swing it around the perimeter, now into the hands of McKinney. Right wing three, knocking it down. Skylar McKinney draws the Rams within 12 as they continue to inch closer and closer after that lead. 4.5 left. Rams down 72-60. Into the hands of Johnson, left side. Miloski brings it back around top of the key. Kicks it over to Cody, right side. 13 to shoot. Cody pulls up for the three, and he'll knock it down. Michael Cody, the big man, sinking his first three-pointer of the season. Lead back to 15. Pope along the left side for the Rams, just outside the perimeter. Now driving inside to Howard on the low post. He's got Oates all along from three-point range, too strong, but he gets the own offensive board. Oates driving, kicks off to Grogan, who's blocked at the basket, but he'll draw the contact and head to the line for two. It's Michael Cody whistled for the personal foul, his second. As Deshaun Grogan heads to the line for two. Freshman from Roanoke, Virginia. 3:52 left here today. The Rams down 75-60. First free throw off the right side. Columbia International has started to gain momentum here and there at points and times. They've cut the lead to 14, and they cut it to 13, and then 12. But just as they do, Bryan's able to respond. Grogan knocks down his second free throw to go 1 for 2 on that trip. It's a 14-point deficit with Bryan on top, 75-61. Holmes working up the floor on Grogan. He brings it across the timeline to the center court logo. Grogan tracking himself into the right corner. Dumps off to Cody, who looks to drive. Cody, the Euro step off the glass. Michael Cody now with 15 points off the bench for Bryan. It's a 77-61 ball game. Lions on top. Pope, a deep three, left it short. Warner there to grab the board. Across the timeline to Cody. Cody inside the circle, keeps himself, dumps off to Warner. Shot off the glass, no good. Loose rebound, corralled by Howard. 3 minutes left. Rams down by 16 points. Oates right side, kicks off McKinney. Right wing three, not there. Loose rebound, last touched by Bryan as it's Rams basketball. Jalen Jeter and Jalen Brinson coming onto the floor for Darian Oates and Devin Pope. Meanwhile, Warner will check out of the game. Brandon Thomas back onto the floor for Bryan. 2 minutes, 51 seconds left. Rams down by 16 points. Right corner three from Grogan. Not there on the line drive shot. Holmes drawing the double team in the backcourt. Dumps up to Thomas, and Bryan has crossed the timeline. Thomas at the top of the key, gives way to Miloski. 2.5 left, 13 to shoot. Timeout taken by Bryan. By a player on the court. It was Brandon Thomas calling for the timeout. 2:26 left in our second half. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. Bryan leading 77-61. A 16-point deficit. Meanwhile, Bryan knocking down 7 of their last 9 shots for the Rams. They're 0 for their last 4. On the other foot, if you were to look at the stat sheet here today, the one that jumps off the page, at least to me, the most, 2 categories. 1, rebounds. Bryan has out-rebounded Columbia International 43-36. Not to mention as well the charity stripe. Bryan, 80% from the line, going 8 for 10. Columbia International just 36%, as they are 4 for 11 today. You knock down those 7 free throws you've missed, and you're looking at a 9-point game. Instead, it's 77-61. 2.5 to play. Inbounds goes to Holmes. He'll draw the double team yet again. Up to Thomas in the corner. Johnson, right corner 3. Not there. Loose ball corralled by Grogan. The Rams on the other end. 2:13 to go, down by 16 points. Jeter looking to drive, brings it back to the left corner. Back out the perimeter. McKinney, right corner. Grogan, three-pointer, too strong. Rebound snagged by Cody. Miloski looking to bring it across the floor. Dumps off to Cody. 1:50 left. Miloski looking to kill time. His pass deflected and stolen by McKinney. McKinney will give way to Brinson up the floor, down the left side. Brinson looking to drive. The runner, up and good and one. Jalen Brinson with 1:39 heads to the line for a chance at a 3-point play. It's Ian Johnson being whistled for his second personal foul. 14-point game. The Rams can make it 13 with Brinson's free throw. He's just 1 for 6 at the line today, but he makes this one count, knocking it down. 77-64 our score. Miscommunication, loose pass on the rebound, or loose pass on the inbounds, I should say, from Johnson to Cody. He was trying to give it right back to him after Cody passed it in, but Cody wasn't looking. Luckily, Holmes able to recover and bounce it off a Ram foot out of bounds. Timeout from Bryan. It's their ball when we come back. They've got to go full court. 1:33 left in the second half. 77-64. Our score, Bryan leading Columbia International. We'll be back for more to close it out when we come back on the CIU Sports Network. Back inside the Moore Fitness Center, 1:33 to play. Bryan leading Columbia International 77-64. Out of the Bryan timeout, Thomas will have the inbounds on the other end. He'll be defended by McKinney along the baseline. They get it into Cody. Rams going to full court pressure. Cody trying to bring up the floor. He's going to draw the double team. Finds Thomas. And Johnson's wide open in the right corner. 1:23 left. Bryan looking to run out clock as Cody dribbles it down the baseline to the opposite side of the floor. They go into Cody. He'll back down to Anthony Heathcock. Turnaround left hand off the window for Michael Cody. Now a 15-point game with 1:10 left. It's all but over here in Columbia. Brinson, right side 3 from Jalen Jeter. Knocking it down from downtown is Jalen Jeter. Now 79-67 Bryan. 56 seconds remaining. You like what you're seeing from CIU, but I think they're going to just not have enough time. Thomas looking to dribble it out. He'll now draw the double team just outside the perimeter. Gives way to Cody. Right wing three. Off the front iron. Rebound by Grogan. Now it's Jeter along the left side. Brinson looking to drive. Over to Heathcock. On the interior. Off the glass, no good. 26 seconds left. Rams down 79-67. Pulaski standing in the center court logo. Loose ball, and it's a jump ball awarded to Bryan. So the Lions will keep possession with 17 seconds left. (79-67). Bryan leads this one. A 12-point game. Inbounds will go to Holmes, and no fouls will be committed as the final 10 seconds of this one run out. But Holmes is going to have a defender on him for 5 seconds, which is a turnover. Whistles blow. Good job by Grogan. Now inbounds with 8 seconds left. Grogan chucks up a three. Not there. Pulaski will grab it, and that'll be all she wrote. Final score here in Columbia. Bryan takes down Columbia International 79-67. As Bryan improves to 3-3 on the regular season, picking up their first conference win. They go to 1-2. Meanwhile, CIU falls to 2-3 on their 2021 campaign and 0-3 in the AAC. Final stats for you across the board. Final score first, Bryan 79, Columbia International 67. Leading scorer on the day for the Bryan College Lions. No surprise, it's their all-ACC first-teamer in Brandon Thomas. He leads the way with 17 points, not to mention as well Michael Cody, a senior from Cookeville, Tennessee, getting it done with 17 points today as well. Ian Johnson adding 13, and Justin Warner adding 10 points on the day for Bryan. Meanwhile, across the way, Columbia International. 3 scores in double digits. Darian Oates leading the way, 13 points. You also had Skylar McKinney and Jalen Brinson, each totaling 12 today. The Rams, though, shooting 37% from the field as a team, just 45% from the line. Compared to Bryan, finished 80% of the charity stripe today, knocking down 8 of their 10 shots, and out-rebounding CIU 46-38. A tough loss here inside the Moore Fitness Center. Looking ahead on their schedule, Bryan will return home to Dayton, Tennessee on November the 17th as they play host to Johnson University in conference play with a 7:30 tip. Meanwhile, across the way, CIU, they're back in action on Wednesday as they play host to Reinhardt at 7:30 p.m. right back here inside the Moore Fitness Center on November the 17th. We'll see you then, and until then, your final score here from Columbia. Bryan takes down CIU 79-67. From all of us here on Network Lines, we thank you for tuning in to today's ball game. My name's Kate Crenshaw, and until next time, friends, thank you for tuning in, and as always, remember to smile.